In my last lectures, I have discussed about the copyright law and its related rights. But today's discussion, I'm going to speak on the Indian Copyright Act 1877 and how what their provisions they have made it and what are the international perspective of copyright. So how the copyright has been protected worldwide. So these we are going to speak on it. Now, the Indian Copyright Act 1847 had defined first is the endurance of copyright, and second is enforcement of copyright and infringement of copyright by actions in courts. So, how to enforce if there is a violation of copyright? Then by bringing an action in the court, how to enforce those? And third is the registration of copyright, assignment of copyright, etc. So, how to register the copyright and how to assign the copyright to be done by somebody else. So, these are the provisions related to that has been laid down in Indian Contract Act 1847. So, the Government of India first tried to take into confidence the local government in the territories under companies rule so as to modify the Imperial Act of 1911 to bring it in line with Indian requirements. So the government of India they try to bring the local people in confidence that the territories which they have run by the East India companies and they wanted to bring the Imperial Act to be brought a change and in line with the Indian requirements. So that 1911 Act has to bring a change because we have to meet the needs of the society. The British government or the British Act was enforced in India by a proclamation of Governor General in Council on October 31st, 1912. So British Act enforced in India and that is by proclamation of Governor General in Council in 1912 and that was on 31st October. So how the British Act was enforced in India and has to be made in proclamation by Governor General in Council. So India made her own copyright law to suit the prevailing conditions after independence from British colony. So copyright law has brought a change and to fit the conditions or suited to the conditions prevailing in India, and that is only possible by the independence of India from British colony. So this had been necessitated due to a number of development in India and United Kingdom. And this is required and it is a necessity that this development is required because so many changes or so many developments has been made in India and United Kingdom. So in the UK, the Copyright Act 1911 had been replaced with the Copyright Act 1956. So this 1911 Act has been replaced in 1956 and it came into force in 1957 and it provided the various provisions like Copyright Office, Copyright Board, and what are the protections period of the copyright that has been changed and assignments of copyright, licenses of copyright and several other things has been brought into existence, and that is due to the amendments made in 1956 and it came into force in 1957. The Act has been amended 5 times. This 1957 Act has been amended 5 times, that is 1983, 84, 1992 and 1999. So this means how much changes we required because due to the dynamic or pragmatic situations in prevailing in India. So if anything, it simply reflects the ever-growing regime of copyright in India and the world because these frequent changes are brought about by similar developments in this field on global world. So it will reflect how the globally the change has been made and how the developments is made in global situations that has been reflected in the copyright law in India. India being a developing nation try to keep in pace with the changing world and bring the laws in conformity with subjects around the world. So India is a developing nation. So they wanted to keep in the same footing how the world has changed, and that's why they wanted to bring the law in conformity with the change around the world. Now we have to see the international perspective of copyright. That is in the Berne Conventions. That is the first ever conventions where the copyright has been given a protection worldwide. So a few countries of the world has signed an agreement towards the direction of copyright protection in Bern, that is Switzerland, in the year 1866 was the first and the most significant steps. So this is the steps taken by the countries around the world, and they have signed the agreement in the direction of protection to be given to the copyright in Bern, that is Switzerland, in 1866, and it was the first ever conventions, and this is a significant steps they have taken it to bring a copyright protection in international level. So it is known as the Berne Convention, and this is known as the Berne Convention, that is in Switzerland, and has got a privilege being the first document of an international character in respect to protection of intellectual property right in general, and in particular the copyright protections. So is it a Berne Convention is the first ever in the history, first international document. They wanted to give protections to intellectual property right in general, and particularly they wanted to give protections to the copyright protections. The purpose of the Berne Convention was to give protection of literary and artistic works, and India is a party to these conventions. The Berne Convention, the purpose was there to give protections to the literary and artistic works, and India is a party to the conventions. So definitely then we can give protections in context to literary and artistic work because India is a party to the conventions. So that means we can get a protection in Berne also. So the convention is based on three basic principles and special provisions available to developing countries that want to make use of them. And this convention basically based on three basic principles and special provisions they have provided to help or make it available for the developing nations because they wanted to use these conventions. Now, three basic principles, what are there? We are going to see the first basic principle is that the works originating in one of the contracting states must be given the same protection in each of the other contracting states as the letter of grants to the works of its own nationals. That is a principle of national treatment. So he wanted to say that he said that works originating in one of the contracting states, suppose you are from India and you are contracting state, because we have signed the Berne Convention, then we will be giving a protection. Same protections will be given to India because so whoever the countries worldwide they have signed these conventions or the agreement, so they are getting the same protection. So India should also given a protection as it is given to the any other states, any other contracting states, because as the letter of grants to works of its own nationals, as you will be getting your own nationals, that is a principle of national treatment, because we are giving a protections to our people in the Berne. So why not to give it to the other contracting states? So that is based on the principle of national treatment. So whichever giving a treatment to your people, you should be given to the other people also based on the principle of national treatment. Think like you are the own nationals. A second principle is that the protection must not be based on conditions. That is, without having any compliance of any formality, your work should get a protection because you are signing authority, you are signing party to the conventions. So that is also called principle of automatic protections. So if you are publishing your book in India, you will also get automatic protections to the Berne, that is in Switzerland. Also you will get protections on over your published work. That is a very good changes they have brought because by the Berne Conventions. And third one is that their protection is independent of the existence of protection in the country of origin of the work if a contracting states provides for a longer term of protection than the minimum prescribed by the convention, and the work ceases to be protected in the country of origin, protection may be denied once protection in the country of origin ceases. Now, here said protection is independent of the existence of protection in the country of origin of the work. If you are giving a protections to the work, you are getting a protection in your country or not, that is different thing. You are not required that. So it is said independent of it. You are getting your originality of your work, you are getting protection in your country is different thing. But if contracting states provides for a longer term of protections, if whoever the contracting states to the Berne Conventions, they are getting a protections longer period than the prescribed period laid down in the convention, and the work ceases to be protected in the country of origin. So you will not get a protection in your origin country, and it will be denied protections when the your country itself, that is your original country, you are ceases to have your protection. Then how can you get your protection in the conventions country? That will also ceases. The minimum standards regarding the protection relates to the works and the rights to be protected and to the duration of protections. So these principles they have, the basic principles they have laid down that the minimum standards should be maintained, and that minimum standards is that you must your work should have a protections and the rights to be protected, and the duration of protection you must have it. That is also mentioned by the Berne Conventions. And later we are seeing that how the protection is been given in convention country. We will see how long we are getting a protections. Now here see the convention also provides for one very important aspect, that is of moral rights. So what is moral rights? This is we are going to say like that is the right to claim authorship of the work. Your moral right is that you will have your authority of your work. That means you are getting your protections regarding your authorship. You have published your work, you have done your work, so you are getting your authorship on the work, and a right to object to any mutilations. And you have a right because you are the owner, you are the author of the work, so you have a right to object any mutilations, if any changes if they have brought in your original work, or deformation, or you have destructing your work, deforming it, or other modification, or any modifications are doing it your work, or other derogatory action in relation to the work, or any derogatory actions. So degrading your work, then that will also prejudice to the author's honor. This way you are going to prejudice your authorship or honor of your author of the work, or reputation, or you are going to lower down your reputations by this the various mutilations, the deformations, modifications. So this the right is going to be protected under the Berne Conventions. That's called a moral rights, and it's a very good aspect. Very good changes has been brought by the Berne Conventions, which we are not getting it in here. The earlier act we have discussed the origin evolution of the copyright in India. So as to the duration of protections, the general rule is that protection must be granted until the expiration of the 50 years after the author is dead. Now regarding the durations, even also in Berne Convention, the general rule is that you will get after death 50 years protections you are going to get it. The Berne Convention allows certain limitation and exception on economic right. This is another very good aspect is provided under the Berne Convention, and that is called an economic right. It is a very good, very good aspect, why the copyright is to be protected, because we are always looking forward to some benefits, some profits should earn it. So this is on the point of economic right. We are going to say there are certain exception is given, that though you can earn it by getting your royalty, you are getting it, but here certain exceptions you will not get it, that will not be protected. So what are these? So exceptions on economic right, in which cases protected work may be used without the authority or without the authorization of the owner of the copyright. So the protected work, you can use it because you don't have to get your authorization of the owner of the copyright, and without the payment of compensation, that is royalty. You need not have any authority or to use the work, and you don't have to pay any compensation or the royalty to the using the works of the owner of the work. You don't have to pay it. So these limitations are referred as. Now why we say that, why we are getting say limitation or exceptions, what we will be termed as, it is a free uses of protected works. So you are giving a free uses to uses under the Berne Conventions of the protected works of particular author or owner of the work. And these are the provisions where we get it in the Article 9 Clause 2, that is called reproduction in certain special cases. So you can reproduce the work without having the authority and without paying the royalty to it. So this is a very good exceptions or limitations provided under the Berne Conventions. Now as per Article 10, we said quotations and use of works by way of illustration for teaching purposes. Now some sort of quotations, like we can quote the authors or owner of a work, we can quote it and use his works also, but we can what purpose we can use? You can give an illustrations for teaching purposes. We can quote it and we can give an illustration of the particular author for teaching. That is allowed by Article 10 of the Berne Convention. And also Article 10 base, that is called reproductions. You can make it in newspaper, you can reproduce it. And also similar articles, same articles, you can use it, and use of works for the purpose of reporting current event. You can use the author's work for reporting in the current events. So these are the related provisions which is laid down under the Berne Conventions, and we are also can avail these provisions because India being signing party to the Berne Convention, so we can have the provisions which are laid down in the Berne Convention. Though there is a principle of national treatment is there, it's a very good concept. Secondly, automatic protections, you are getting it. So these are the various related beneficial concept we have got it under the Berne Conventions, and anybody could avail under the Berne Conventions. So far we are party to it.